Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is Wednesday. It's the Wednesday the 6th of November 2019. And I am joined for the very first time in this box over here. There we go. By Mr. Jeroen. How are you doing, Luke?
I'm not so bad, thanks.
How does it feel to be in a box inside my bedroom?
Yeah, cozy, nice. I can't see, the shelf at the moment because I'm getting into late.
Well,
But I'm going to imagine that at that sort of vibe. Oh yeah, I've just seen it now.
yeah.
Snake can as well there. That's great.
So yeah, enjoy the shelf. And I'll take you back out of the shelf. I'll put you back in your box. Hey. So ladies and gentlemen, this is twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. My name is Graham Day. This man in the box, if you're watching on our video services, is Luke, aka Jeroen. And we are two members of the Ice Cream team bringing you your daily scoop of games industry news. We go live at 10 a.m. twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. A little bit later on, we'll be on youtube.com/Ice Cream Uploads. And then later on in the day, we will be live with the audio content from this scoop on all of our favourite podcast services. You can find all the links to those on our social media, which, funnily enough, is at Ice Cream Uploads across the board. So go check it out. But yes, we will jump in. We were a few minutes late today, just trying to get everything set up. So we wanted to show you Luke and the lovely illuminated stage setup while I just sit here looking like an unshaven man with a hoodie, like I always do when I'm at home. But this is what you're tuning in for.
Combination of the studio feel and the homely sort of feel combined.
Speaking of Ice Cream's personality, I want to find out about your personality, Luke. Are you? GG, nice bit of self-depreciation. That's always the best way to start a stream. Are you a bap, a balm, a tea cake? It's a balm all the way. Okay, so this conversation comes from, if you are listening to this from anywhere in the world that's not the UK, you probably will be like, what? What? Why you say? But there is a very heated conversation that takes place in the UK. We have many regional words for what is essentially a round bit of bread. And there are different words for it and different uses for those words as well. So, I mean, I'm originally from Yorkshire, where we call it a tea cake. I now live in Manchester, where a tea cake has bits of fruit in it. In Yorkshire, we would call that a fruit tea cake. But then, to confuse that in Manchester, they also call it a balm. Different parts of Manchester, aka all the wrong parts of Manchester, call it a bap. Cheers, Bib. Oh no, Bib didn't even call it a bap. Someone else called it a bap. Bib called it a muffin, which is a separate thing altogether.
By the way, I better just put to say, next to Renegade in the chat says we can't hear Luke.
Yeah, we can't hear Luke. 1 second. This is disappointing because we were having a full-on conversation. Luke just dropped the most woke comments of the year. Go on, say something again now, Luke. Say banana hammock.
Banana hammock.
There we go. They should be able to hear that now, I'm guessing.
Are we so a bit like guys?
We were just, as you could tell from my side of the conversation. Yeah, we have audio. As you could tell from my side of the conversation, we were just chatting about the balm tea cake debate. Anyway, this came from some of friends of Ice Cream Uploads on social media. Let me see if I can find that. It was all in response to Vern, aka the Vernimator, on Twitter and on Twitch as well. Go check him out. Plays some of the sexiest, silkiest pets you will ever seen. Anyway, he posted a picture yesterday, which I'm trying to find. There we go. I'll bring this up on screen so you guys can see this too. There. Turkey, pigs in blankets, roast potatoes, stuffing, cranberry sauce, gravy, on a balm. My dinner equals better than yours. And then we have lots of conversation, and but then this is where it all starts to get a bit dodgy. Bibs, balm. You spent too much time away from Manchester with those unintelligent Fleetwood folk. Muffin, forever and always.
Muffin.
Now imagine calling someone intelligent or unintelligent and then saying that. Just imagine. just imagine. So Vern drops some logic bombs in response to that, saying Bolton equals Barm. You Manx are weird. Then Chris
I wonder
Phelps.
whether is it even a Mancunian thing? I reckon there are some Mancunians out there that still say Barm. I reckon it's just Bibby that's weird.
I know. No, Vern said Barm. It was Bibby saying.
Oh yeah, muffin. I mean,
yeah. I mean, a muffin exists. A muffin is a breakfast sandwich. That's like if you get a bacon and egg McMuffin from McDonald's, it's on a muffin. It's not on a tea cake or a Barm or a bread roll or whatever. So Chris Phelps accelerates the whole conversation then by saying, "I'm Old Trafford born and bred. It's always been a chip Barm in God's city. Chip muffin all the way. No, babe. Just no.
Chip muffin. Oh, it just sounds wrong.
So I'm trying to find exactly where it came up. We're talking about Shitwood and Fleetwood. This is where it all goes off, ladies and gentlemen. But there we go. Chris Phelps says, "That's defo not a Mancunian, Bibby. I'm disappointed in your performance here. Discuss on the ice cream upload." So that's what we're doing, ladies and gentlemen. We're kicking things off by absolutely ripping Bibby apart, and that is the only reason that Bibby is not on the show today.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's distraught by that conversation.
Actually, shout out to Bib, who is off for personal reasons today. Pretty difficult day for him, but this doesn't excuse him from the fact that he calls a chip Barm, or even a chip butter, he calls it a chip muffin. Imagine. I mean, it just shows you that we do some form of care in the community here on Ice Cream Uploads. We employ people to talk crap to you, and these people call chip Barms chip muffins. What? Chip butter, mate. Get out. So there we go. Now that has set the record straight on that. Let's move on to actual content here in Ice Cream. Actually, Barm 100%. Only just put my headset on, but that's clearly a Barm. That's another 2 for a chip Barm. Yeah, I had this conversation with someone on Twitter who thought a Barm was the same as a sandwich. I'd be fuming if I asked for a bacon Barm and got a bacon sandwich. Or do you know what? Let me show you something I'll tell you about something that happened to me. I remember going to Greg's on Salford Precinct, which I can just pretty much see over the road. Like one of my first couple of months in Manchester, and unattended as well, not even supervised by a proper Mancunian, went into Greg's and I'm stood there in the queue going, what chip butter? And I'm thinking, will she understand a chip butter? And then I was thinking, she doesn't understand a chip tea cake. What's the not American, the Mancunian word for it? Is it a chip? No, it wasn't. Sausage, not chip butter. Sausage. I was like, what's the word for a butty in Manchester? I couldn't remember. I looked up at the screen and it said like bacon roll. And then it was like bacon and sausage roll or sausage roll. So I went, yeah, can I get a sausage roll? And she gave me a sausage roll. I was gutted. I was just like, it's not what I wanted, but I'm going to take it anyway.
That's what happens when you try and integrate yourself with the local community.
So yeah, I just got chip butty because that's playing it safe. If you whether it's a Barm, bap, tea cake, whatever, if you don't know what chip butty is or you're not happy with a chip butty, then yeah, there's something wrong with you. Vern has just quote tweeted my tweet saying "Bam." Respond, just discussed live. We agree. Bib has been fired.
Yeah.
End of. Oh, I cannot type on this gaming keyboard. Discussion. Reply. There we go. Social media live on twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads as we actually jump into our first news story today.
Oh my god.
So our first news story is, I mean, it released yesterday, so it's kind of obvious that we'd be talking about it. I say released. Do you call it a release if it's already out on different platforms? But it released on this platform yesterday. So as we can see, this article is written by Emma Kent from Eurogamer, and she says that Red Dead Redemption 2's first PC mods are out before the actual game release. So Red Dead came out to PC, obviously it came out last summer on consoles. It now hits PC, but the mods are out first. I've not actually read through this article. I just thought, well, with a title like that and a stable release tagline, GG, I thought, well, it's got to be a worthy read, so let's go through it. Red Dead Redemption 2's long-anticipated PC port launched only a few hours ago, but some PC mods have already appeared and were, in fact, made public before the game was even playable. The modders really aren't horsing around. It says Emma Kent, but it kind of reads like a Luke Burns article, this. The first mod on Nexus Mods, as spotted by PC Gamer, appears to be Joker face paint for Arthur Morgan, made by a modding group called Red Dead Modders. The group's already got its own website, which is currently advertising a bunch of other mods, such as Terminator Arthur and Gun Cosmetics. And the modders admit on the Nexus Mods page that are unsure. Is it that they are unsure of the installation process since the game isn't fully released yet, and we'll be updating that section shortly. Just how the modders got access to the files is a bit of a mystery, but it's possible Rockstar's given early access to select modders, which would be a very smart move in my opinion. I know Rockstar don't actively promote modding, but for them to just kind of let modding happen and give a little bit of support. I mean, modding, we've seen the success that it's given to GTA, so that would make sense. Anyway, we'll finish this article saying that along with the Joker face paint, Nexus Mods currently hosts 2 other mods, a photorealistic reshade by Digital Dreams and sound files from the original Red Dead Redemption created by Fish, apparently. For aspiring Red Dead Redemption 2 modders, Nexus Mods has created a handy guide for what to expect, although I'm sure we'll get a better idea over the coming days. Yeehaw! Yeehaw! Yeehaw?
Utah?
Is that a pun that I'm missing?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, is that just like a weird way of saying yeehaw? Like
Yeehaw.
cowboy? Yeehaw.
Precision TV, thank you very much for the host. I hope you're feeling good this morning, dude. I know that you've posted some messages regarding your father-in-law, was it? I think it was father. Either way, we're all behind you, so thank you very much for dropping the host on as you very, very sexy, beautiful man. Everyone that's in the chat watching on twitch.tv/Ice Cream Lovers, please feel free to visit Precision TV with an underscore at the end and give him a little follow. Do it now. But jumping back into the news, Red Dead Redemption 2's first PC mod's out before the actual game. I mean, there's kind of a couple of things there. The fact that the mods are out before the game, they're not sure of the installation process, which is obvious. They've not got the full game yet. Well, they will have now, but they didn't yesterday. The fact that they're out before the game obviously gives you some sort of hint that, I mean, they touch on the article there, that Rockstar are embracing the modding side, even albeit maybe unofficially. I mean, because if how else would they have be able to create a mod that works in that sort of way unless they've just done the same sort of mod for GTA and then decided that they can port it over? But it would be quite good because they've been kind of like hands off for any mods. They've not necessarily squashed it all the time, but they do kind of leave them to, okay, the mods do their thing. We don't condone it, but we know that it's helping us sell shitloads.
Yeah.
I mean, have you played any GTA PC, Luke?
I haven't. I've not played a Redemption 2. Obviously, I played GTA 5, and I've seen like the mods in that, and some of them are, ridiculous. I've seen like Link from Zelda in it, and like Homer Simpson, and like it's just ridiculous the amount of stuff that they can put in. Yeah. Just everything really. So I think that seeing that in Red Dead 2 would definitely be fun, and like you say, it gives the game a lot of promotion as well. And just sort of on the general topic of modding, the game Kingdom Come Deliverance, we do a bit of work on it.
Yeah.
That game, it's quite cool. Recently, they sort of released this whole trailer promoting modding tools where basically developers have created it all themselves and given it to the community and said, look, here's all our code sort of thing. Do what you want with it. Get creative. And it's good to see like companies embrace it to that extent as well, because especially once you've released a game, like kind of what can you lose? You're just sort of surely getting more out of it, by allowing people to play with your game in different ways, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've just loaded up an article because I did see this. Was it a week or so ago?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, this article says the same thing. So I'll bring this up on screen. This is going off on a tangent, but Kingdom Come Deliverance now has official modding tools. Make medieval mods with a big bundle of tools. I won't go through the article because Luke's just kind of essentially summarised it. This is by Fraser Brown and PC Gamer, and you can see there Kingdom Come Deliverance. Is it Warhorse?
Yeah, Warhorse Studios make it. Yeah.
So Warhorse Studios have decided to introduce modding tools so people can do their own mods within game. I think it's interesting because there's always kind of, it comes from two sort of ways. Either a game has been made with modding in mind, and they want the community to go out and turn it into this creative like undefinable object that you kind of it starts here, but it could end up here, massive, big, whatever. The project evolves as the community evolves with it. Or you get a game that kind of gets to the end of its shelf life and kind of goes, we will just let you mod now, and hopefully that does something and keeps it going for a bit longer. I mean, that's clear. It's not that black and white. Obviously, Kingdom Come Deliverance was a successful game. They're adding the modding bit on at the end, and it could be a case of, look, we've done everything we want with the game. Now it's your turn. There could be that sort of element to it too. But it's interesting to see Red Dead. Essentially, from what it kind of hints at in the article, allowing their modding community to get hands on first. If they've just used GTA as a starting point and said, look, well, this is how they did it before, they're clearly going to do that again. Then fair enough. But either way, we were talking about it yesterday. The mods I don't even know how we got onto it in the in yesterday's edition of the scoop. I can't remember now, but you can check it out yourself on youtube.com/icecreamandbloods. We spoke about how modding has made GTA last so long. Because obviously the game is good, the story is good. You get the online element, which obviously GTA Online is successful. I think, is it GTA Online is like as a standalone is the most successful game ever, or the most financially
sounds about right, near enough.
something along those lines. It's successful anyway, let's put it that way. So yeah, it would make sense for Red Dead. I mean, Red Dead obviously hasn't had the same level of impact that GTA had. That kind of would go with a saying, just without analysing whether the game was a success or not in terms of delivering its story. But horses versus cars was always going to win. A fast Lamborghini, if you're a kid playing games on the internet, you're going to want a fast Lamborghini rather than a horse and a car.
Best horse, yeah.
I mean, there is obviously questions of whether the balance between it being a chore and it being something that's really deep and inspiring, just as you get with a lot of those kind of games, there's a bit of a trade-off in terms of that's part of the reason why Red Dead isn't as well received all round as GTA is. But I mean, if you can add in mods and we can go out on horseback and catch a wild Charizard in the middle of the desert, then yes, I'm all for that.
Definitely. Yeah, 100%.
Let me just move. Oh, as I was just checking the next news article, I just seen a message saying, "Damn, I missed it. At least he now knows," says the Vern. That's in response to Big Game 5. End of discussion. So yeah, let us know if you have a chip balm, chip bap, or a chip tea cake. Obviously, it's a chip butter, but what would you call the bread? Let us know. Let us know in the chat. What up, fellas? Says Carlos Powell. Good morning. How's ambulance coming along? Carl is a mate of mine who has recently purchased an ambulance to customize into his own like Pimp My Ride MTV sort of like exhibit kind of. Cool. It is. Yeah. Battlefield 2 was good for mods. I played it till they shut down the servers a few years ago. Next Gen Renegade says Kingdom Come Deliverance having a role-playing mode like GTA would be cool, or even Red Dead Redemption 2, or get the best of both and get a fast horse, aka a Mustang. Hey, Precision says a roll and chips. A roll and chips.
A roll and chips? No. Sorry, no.
I mean, the issue there is that you clearly placing the roll before the chips. The chips are the important factor there. Chips is greater than. It's simple as so. It's a chip balm, chip butter, chip tea cake, chip bat, chip muffin. I mean, a lot of those shouldn't exist, but you get the idea. So roll and chip. You don't go, can I? You don't want, like, you ask for a chicken sandwich. You don't go, can I have sandwich and chicken, or sandwich of chicken, please? Sandwich of ham. Sandwich of ham. So Precision, I love you very much, but mate, so yeah.
Yeah. Not got that one right, mate.
Yeah. Just hovering over the ban button in chat, but no, I'll leave it. Leave it for now. But let's move on, ladies and gentlemen, to our second news story of the day. This is from Matt Wales at Eurogamer, and we have lots and lots of Death Stranding advertising. I mean, Eurogamer are very good. I mean, if you want any game advertising around games news, then Eurogamer is the one, because they always make sure you can see what they're advertising. Death Stranding with Death Stranding video and Death Stranding side plates and all of the Death Stranding. So yes, make sure you get involved. So Matt Wales at Eurogame says Fortnite surprises players with a new enemy yoinking harpoon gun, and it fishes too. I mean, Eurogamer absolutely nailed the headline. I've said this like pretty much day after day. The tagline there is actually superseded by the headline. Usually it's the other way around. Usually the tagline takes the plaudits, but there, yoink!
It's true.
In the title, we'll take that. So, Fortnite players now have a new tool at their disposal in the unending fight against fellow island dwellers, and it turns out, fish. With developer Epic today quietly releasing a harpoon gun into its really quite popular Battle Royale game. Fortnite's version 11.10, is that version 11.10? We'll go with that. Update arrived with neither fanfare nor patch notes, not for the first time since the launch of Chapter 2, much to the chagrin of fans. See that word, chagrin, is it chagrin or chagrin?
You know what? I don't even really know what it means. So, yeah, no idea.
So, much to the annoyance of fans, meaning that players logging on earlier today were unprepared for the comical delights of the new harpoon gun. With no official correspondence to refer to, the Fortnite community has spent the day documenting the functions of Epic's multifaceted new tool, noting, for instance, that it can be deployed on fellow players to dish out 75 damage and yoink them closer in for more. I'll leave that video playing as I read a little bit more. Furthermore, it's capable of snatching up loot from a distance and quickly reeling it in, and even serves as a rapid-fire equivalent to the fishing rod introduced as part of Season 2. By unleashing it in the direction of a rippling body of water, it's possible to haul out aquatic treats like a pro. After a day of messing around with Fortnite's new edition, players have now compiled their own unofficial patch notes. Accordingly, the harpoon gun can be found in chests, supply drops, and as floor loot, and is good for a maximum of 10 uses. It deals 75 damage to players, 150 damage to structures, and has a reload time of 1.4 seconds. Fortnite's 11.10 update has seemingly increased the spawn rate of upgrade stations to 100%, although Epic is silent on that matter too, and has definitely jettisoned the game's Halloween-themed modes and decorations for another year. Speaking of which, Eurogamer's Tom Phillips was rather taken with Halloween in Fortnite this time around. Blah blah blah. As you can see, he did more things. Cheers, Tom.
Okay.
Have you played Fortnite Chapter 2 yet, Luke?
I have only played one match of the new Fortnite, and that was the one where all the bots are in it, and I killed about 8 bots and I came first, but I never actually used the fishing rod, for instance, and I guess this is sort of a bit like a combination of that and a cool melee weapon, I suppose you could say.
What does the fishing rod, I mean, obviously they were saying there you can pull loot. Is that what the fishing rod is?
Yeah,
It's
I
like...
think so. You can, as far as I've seen, you literally sort of activate it, obviously in the water, the risk of sounding obvious, and it just auto generates items. I don't think the items are necessarily already there, if that makes sense. I think it sort of randomly, gives you an item, and I don't know whether this does the same thing. It sounds like it does something similar.
Interesting. I don't play Fortnite. Not like I've said many times. I actually quite like Fortnite when I do play it. I just don't play it because I haven't played it, and the learning curve now is steep on it, and there's a million other things to play. But one person that I have seen playing it recently has joined the chat. Shogun Ash Live says, lads, how are you finding Chapter 2, Shogun? Have you played it since yesterday? Have you tried the enemy yoinking harpoon gun, as Eurogamer says? Be interested to know. I mean, one thing I do like with things like this being added in Fortnite is the way that it can change the game. See, I like stuff like this where they add a new weapon in and then they take it away. What I didn't like about Fortnite is it's probably what made it successful, really. The way that the map evolved. I think they did too big changes too quickly, for my own personal opinion. So, like, the idea of losing... Was it Dusty Depot or whatever that went first, and then it changed into Dusty Divot or something?
Yeah, there was kind of was it an asteroid or something? I don't know if that was earlier on, later on, kind of destroyed Dusty Depot, or one of those areas just became a crater in it, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of liked the idea of that. I thought that was cool, but then part of me kind of wants it to go back to the bit that made it cool beforehand, because then you got those little like floaty stones that you crunched it and your guy went boo.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that not only changed the map, but added weird functions that were kind of there permanently as long as that feature of the map was. But see, that for me, I'm not a big fan of. But stuff like this, changing the way that players get a game for a short period of time by dropping in a harpoon gun where you go, come here, like Scorpion style from Mortal Kombat, and then 75 damage and get to smash them up a little bit more too. See, I kind of like that sort of stuff. So
Yeah.
Shogun
I think. Sorry, I was just going to say. I think that you need to sort of extra sort of elements in just to keep it interesting, don't you? Because you imagine if like Fortnite was pretty much the same as it was in like the very first iteration, people would obviously get bored of it by now. But it's just all these tweaks of, firstly, obviously how good the guns that are already in it are. Obviously, they're constantly tweaking them, and then just adding new guns every now and again. As long as it's not like completely changing the whole thing, because then people will just get a bit pissed off. They'll be like, I can't keep up with this, you know, what's this thing that killed me? But you just sort of like add one or two new things one bit at a time. I think they do that pretty well as well.
Yeah, I agree, and I absolutely listened to everything you said then and wasn't moving your head around on the show.
Same as usual.
So, my bad. Yeah, no, I agree, and I think that's kind of, well, that's part of the reason why. What did they phrase it as? It's really quite popular.
Absolutely.
Yeah, GG. Let's go back through the comments to see what we missed. Project B-Door is coming along very good. Gonna be a sweet camp fan. Oh, and a chip butty with a big full stop. Yeah, see, chip butty I agree with. I think that's just like the universal phrase, but what would you call the bread? Chip balm, chip tea cake, chip on bread, or rolling chips, and then if you do that, then get out of here. I haven't used it, but I'm loaded it up now to give it a go, says Shogun. Well, let us know, and if you're loading it up now, and if you're streaming, then also let us know, because then we'll drop your way after the stream. But let's move on. One that's a little bit up. My God, I'm not sending anyone Shogun's way, because Shogun, ladies and gentlemen, Shogun has just said that it's a cob.
That's just wrong.
Please let me just have this discussion. Please tell me that you do not say. Does anyone fancy a chip cob? Doesn't
even sound appealing.
It doesn't. No. Is that what you say? Because and not only that, if you get fish in it, is it a fish cob? And then like if you get cod, is it a cod cob?
Yeah, cod cob.
Because that's just like. Oh God, no! It's chip way. Okay, there we go. Well, I'll let you have that. But it's not cob. It's actually not cob though. Seriously though, is it me?
Yeah.
Me. What about me?
Yeah, I mean, we all get things wrong every now and again, you know. It's fine.
Yeah. Especially Shogun with his cobs. Anyway, one that's probably going to be nice news to us, although less news to me. I'm not sure how it goes to Luke, because I haven't actually ever played this game, but huge MMO Star Wars The Old Republic has made close to $1 billion in revenue. The Old Republic is a big success story for BioWare, which they kind of need at the moment. I mean, they've not had the greatest time recently. But let's move on. Star Wars MMO The Old Republic launched in 2011, following on from much of the lore established in Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. The game couldn't sustain its paying player population, however, and EA eventually dropped the mandatory subscription in favour of a free-to-play model just 11 months after release. Developer BioWare continues to support the game years after release with its new hybrid business model spread between subscriptions and a microtransaction-supported free-to-play option, and it seems that's working out. The game is making plenty of money. Publisher Electronic Arts announced on an earnings call that The Old Republic is now closing in on $1 billion of revenue in lifetime revenue. Believe it or not, we are close to $1 billion on Star Wars The Old Republic revenue from the start of its history, EA CFO Blake Jorgensen said. So it's a business that just keeps on going. We like those types of businesses. we like
business that makes us money.
$1 billion is a lot of money, but the game itself was a massive, expensive production. According to a 2012 report, EA spent $200 million to produce the game. The report claims that 800 staffers on 4 continents worked for 6 years to bring the game to market. For further context, Blizzard's genre-defining MMO World of Warcraft reportedly brought in $1 billion per year during its heyday. Unlike many other MMOs, World of Warcraft continues to be a subscription-based MMO with no true free-to-play option. The Old Republic's latest expansion, Onslaught, arrived on October 22nd. It's the game's 7th expansion following the rise of the Hutt Cartel in 2013, Galactic Starfighter 2014, Galactic Stronghold, Shadow Raven, both in 2014, Knights of the Fallen Empire 2015, and Knights of the Eternal Throne in 2016. The next Star Wars game is Jedi Fallen Order, which was developed by Legend Studio Respawn. As for BioWare, the studio is working on Dragon Age 4 and other unannounced projects.
Interesting. I should jump in here just to say, by the way, that when this game first came out, I in that 11-month period where it was a subscription-based game, obviously, because that's my luck. That's when I was playing it. I say that I think I played it for probably more like 4 or 5 months, and it was good. But despite being Star Wars, and that I'm a Star Wars nerd, it didn't quite grab me the same as WoW. So actually, I'm really surprised to hear that it's even still going, and let alone earn them $1 billion. So that is quite interesting, actually.
Yeah, it's funny to see things like that though. Like, I mean, I'm reading it's made $1 billion in revenue, and I'm going, that's amazing. And then you hear stats that are like, where was it? It cost $200 million to produce, but then you think that's still $800 million. Is that $800 million that they've still made on top of that, which is phenomenal. But that's in lifetime revenue from 2011. So in 8 years, it's made $1 billion, and then they just that stat next to it. World of Warcraft made $1 billion every year. It's like what?
It's true. Yeah, it's still small play in a way, but yeah, it's surprising that $200 million to make that game and then keep it running for that time. I'd imagine that just costs and servers and maintenance and stuff like that and updates. I guess these things do cost a lot of money.
Well, just looking at some of the gameplay on screen at the moment, I've never actually seen any of the gameplay, and I genuinely didn't realise that this is what the gameplay looked like. I'll just load it back up now. Oh no, never mind. That's I'm guessing that's Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, they've just got a sneaky ad in there. Yeah.
Never mind. I was going to say I thought if it looks like that, then I'd have been playing it all along. But
yeah. It does have like a lot of like everyone's a Jedi and Sith pretty much running around, and in a way that was one of the things that put me off, because as much as Jedi and Sith are cool, it kind of made the whole universe a bit weird, because it was just like Jedi and Sith everywhere. No one was just like an average sort of like soldier or something like that.
Yeah.
I just didn't really get into it for that reason in a way.
Are you looking forward to Jedi Fallen Order? Are you going to get Jedi Fallen Order?
I am. There's also Pokemon coming out on the same day. So this is a really difficult one for me. I think I'm going to get Pokemon first, and then just a little bit down the line maybe pick it up. I'm imagining it will be... I don't actually know. I don't know if you've heard like how long it's supposed to be as a game. It could be like a Spider-Man sort of thing, or maybe a bit longer than that, where it's not too long but kind of good quality, or it could be more like a Mass Effect style sort of massive adventure. But if it's sort of shorter and better quality in a way, that will suit me more, because I've got Pokemon to be getting on with.
Which one, Sword or Shield? Or have you not decided yet?
Question. Yeah, I've not decided yet. They just apparently, Jack was showing me a little earlier, they've sort of leaked, or someone's leaked basically all the Pokemon in the game, so I'm gonna have to study that a bit later and work out which ones are exclusive.
If you check out twitter.com/ice cream uploads, we may have enlightened people about some of that content the other day.
There we go, yeah.
Obviously, we don't condone people going out of their way to leak, but once it's already out there, journalistic integrity kind of means that you have to talk about it. So we have shared some content.
Absolutely, yeah. So I'll be, and then I think even more stuff since then as well has been sort of released. So I need to study it all, work out which one I will go for. Have you decided? Are you going to even pick it up for that matter?
I'm not. I've decided I'm not.
Okay.
I'm kind of over that.
Over Pokemon.
No, not over Pokemon. I'm still all still there for the first 150, and but I feel that every time I've tried to go through, even playing like Leaf Green and Fire Red, it's essentially like playing Yellow, Blue, and Red again. But I feel like I'm treading the same ground over and over again, because you essentially are. They kind of like they've got the recipe that works, and I just don't want it to kind of water it down. I'd rather stick with that, me playing on my purple Game Boy Color. Absolutely loving. Oh my God! There's a Pikachu in the forest. I mean, the sprite for it looks horrendous compared to the TV series and everything around it. But my God, there's a Pikachu. So yeah, I don't want to kind of water that down with, oh look, there is a Pokemon called Trubbish, and obviously I know that's one that people used to beat the game, and it was a couple of gens back now. But
no, it's true. They are running out of ideas. I mean, you look at some of the newer ones that have been released, and they're just iterations of, the same kind of creatures or whatever have already been done 2 or 3 times previously. They're like, oh, okay, yeah, they're definitely.
At this point, it feels a bit like they're banging a drum, which is ironic because that's what one of the starter Pokemon does when you evolve it into its final form. It bangs a drum. Ah, banter, see that? And at this point, nobody knows what the starter Pokemon is, so they're all like, great, shit joke, we don't get it. Thank you very much for the host, Pirate. How are you doing? When it's the first meal of the day, I call it a chip beauty. Good effort. I'll take that.
Nice. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm kind of on board with Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I mean, we've just seen me looking at the video thinking, oh wow, the Old Republic actually looks amazing. So yeah, I will definitely try it.
Yeah.
I'm just
100% will.
probably gonna wait a little while because I made the mistake of getting Battlefront 2, and it was not very good. In my opinion.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, it's probably a bit harsh, but it wasn't what I wanted it to be. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Are you talking about sort of like when it first came out, or did you get it more recently? Did you pick it up more recently in a sale or something?
Yeah, either that or at least just wait to see what the general consensus is. So with Battlefront 2, I bought it, went in for the was there a beta? I think there was. I think I played it pre-release or a demo or something.
Sure. Ah, right, okay.
And I thought it feels like it could be okay. Yeah, I'm kind of on board with this. I mean, I'll see how the class sort of setup works compared to the first game, which didn't have classes, and I preferred that, if I'm being honest. I do quite like classes in games, particularly when you're playing team games. It makes people work together, but I just didn't like it as much because I didn't feel people really did work together.
No, they didn't, did they?
But then you got all of the loot crates and everything else alongside the launch with that as well. So I was just kind of like, I've gone for the deluxe Stormtrooper version thing, and it was just.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me about that now. Actually, yeah. Bad luck.
Thanks, mate. I'm good. G, what have you been discussing so far? What have I missed? Well, let's just quickly run through. We spoke about Red Dead Redemption 2 is now out on PC, and the game has come out with mods alongside it as well. Literally, I mean, you kind of expect that from annual releases, games to come out with mods and things alongside them, because you can almost plan your calendar around it. But a game like Red Dead Redemption, a game that comes 7 years after the last Red Dead or whatever it was, you kind of don't know how that's going to work. However, PC mods came out before the actual game released, which kind of then makes you think, are they being supported? Which is interesting to know. So we went through that. Fortnite has added an enemy yoinking harpoon gun, according to Eurogamer, and that was Matt Wales at Eurogamer. So we discussed Fortnite and the way they evolved the map and the weapons, and then moved into Star Wars MMO, The Old Republic, has just made close to $1 billion in revenue, which is what we just finished on then, and I'm getting things bling in my mailbox, so I'm just going to kill that, get out of here. But now, let's move on, and I'm pretty much going to let Luke lead on this one, because, I mean, I've heard he's played this game like once or twice. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, maybe just the odd time. People might have seen me play at the odd time. Cool, yeah, I will read this one. A new Smash Bros. Ultimate Direct will focus on Terry Bogard this week. It's likely that the Fatal Fury character will be playable soon. And this is your GameSpot, I should say, by the way. James O'Connor is the article writer. SNK fans were excited to learn that the next DLC fighter for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is Terry Bogard, one of the most recognizable fighters from the Fatal Fury series. We're not sure exactly what Terry can do yet, but an upcoming live stream should give us some insight this week. Nintendo has announced via their Nintendo Versus Twitter account that Smash Bros. Director Masahiro Sakurai, something like that. sorry, mate. Sorry,
I'll give
butchered
you a
your
solid
name.
8 out of 10. GG.
We'll host a 45-minute live stream of the game at 5 a.m. PT on November the 6th, showing off the upcoming fighters' abilities and fighting style. In the past, these videos have released very shortly before the characters themselves were made available for purchase. Joker, Hero, and Banjo-Kazooie all followed a similar pattern. And then going down a bit further, Terry Bogard is the 4th DLC character to be added to the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate since the game's release. An unannounced 5th character will be added as part of the first Fighters Pass, but more DLC characters will arrive beyond that too. In our original Super Smash Bros. Ultimate review, Edmund Tran gave the game a 9 out of 10, writing that Ultimate's diverse content is compelling, its strong mechanics are refined, and the encompassing collection is simply superb. And I agree. But yeah, as it says, basically, whenever they do these sort of Nintendo Direct showing off the latest Smash Bros. Characters, they do tend to then release them pretty much straight away. I think I'm pretty sure they tend to basically go, and by the way, it's available in game right now.
Ta-da!
And then everyone goes and rushes to download it. So in a way, if they don't do it this time, that should be a disappointment. They've kind of got themselves into a trap there. But I don't know much about this actual character though, because I didn't play Fatal Fury really growing up or anything. Have you played Fatal Fury before, Graham?
I haven't. I'm gonna quick Google. It sounds kind of familiar, but then again, it also sounds like it could be something extremely generic. That it sounds like if it's what I it's kind of what I thought it was. It was kind of Street Fighter-ish.
Yeah, I thought it might be. I loved a bit of Street Fighter. That was fun. I like those kind of games. So I think it is very much like a retro throwback. I don't know whether this character's been seen in a sort of more 3D form, before, if that makes sense. It might be based on a previously quite old-looking, retro-looking character.
Apparently there was Fatal Fury Switch.
Was there? Okay,
there was Neo Geo games and PlayStation games and. But yeah, it's going back to late 90s is obviously where the origins.
Sure.
No, Origins. Fury King of Fighters, November 1991. So obviously it's been through a lot of the Nintendo life cycle. So yes, Terry Bogard.
Yeah, be interesting to see how he plays. I've got the Fighter Pass thing, one of the few sort of DLC things in games that I have actually got. And it is a bit, I know, right? Yeah,
spending money, shocker.
Spending extra money that I kind of technically don't need to do, but yeah. So I will get him, and I will get the 5th mystery character, whoever that might be. And it's kind of the speculation around what the next character could be, and that's kind of the most fun bit in a way for me now with Smash Brothers, because it can be like literally anyone. And I heard that, like, for example, I can't remember what he's called, but the guy, basically the creator of Overwatch, has said he's a big fan of the series and has already said to Nintendo, you can use whatever Overwatch character you want, just let me know and you can use it in your game, which is really cool.
Yeah. I was listening to, was it an article I read? I can't remember, and it was basically kind of like having a conversation on what Overwatch character would appear in Smash, and I'm kind of thinking the fighty one. I don't know, but I mean the one that everyone knows, which I didn't know by name until this article or discussion, was obviously Tracer. Who's pretty much the poster character. So that's the kind of character that you'd expect to be pulled over. Just like if you were getting Pokemon into Smash, you'd expect a Pikachu or a Charizard. Both of which are in there, as well as Bulbasaur or Venusaur or
it's like there's a character that actually they're
Squirtle, I think Venusaur, Squirtle, Ivysaur, Charizard.
Ivysaur and Charizard. Yeah, I just paused them because like in this version they've gone back to the character being a Pokemon trainer, and you sort of switch out between those 3 as one character. But in the previous one they actually split them out into 3 characters. It's a bit weird. But yeah, and they're just Crash Bandicoot's being like potentially thought of as a good character for it as well, and maybe Spyro. Just so many options. But yeah, I'd be interested to. I'll have to, when this character lands. I I'll have to get on and stream it.
Well, if you want to watch the is it a direct? Is that what they're calling it?
Yes.
Well, that
is it 5 a.m. PT? What's that?
which is basically just less than 2 hours from now, so 1 p.m. lunchtime ish for us. If you want to watch that, then obviously Nintendo Versus or Nintendo VS in the chat. That was the link. That was the Twitter post that was featured in the chat in the article. That was the Twitter post that was featured in the article. So yeah, that will be in just less than 2 hours. You got to be watching it, Luke.
Awesome. Absolutely. Yep. I'll have a late lunch. Obviously, a lunch break. I wouldn't dream of watching it in work time. But yeah. And Shogun says he's really good, probably referring to Terry. But I'm just going to assume he's actually referring to me.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely. I mean, the way that you can sit on the shelf like an absolute legend. I mean, you do that. Yeah, yeah. Enjoy the shelf, Luke. Yeah.
I'm being put on the shelf again. Yay.
Well, from one kind of odd moment to another. This is our last scheduled piece of content for the day, and it won't take us very long to cover. Probably take us a bit longer to understand. But this was shared with us by Connor. Obviously, he's got his own esports brand, so he keeps an eye on the world of esports and all the happenings, the big moves, the shakes. That you've got like competitive jockeying for position. Who is the leading brand? And then part of that is sponsorship. The biggest games brands in the world want to be seen alongside some of the biggest brands in the world. You've got peripherals, you've got energy drinks, you've got technology, hardware, clothing lines, all of that stuff fighting to be alongside some of the biggest brands in the world of esports. And safe to say that has happened again. I said today, it was actually yesterday it was posted. So yesterday evening this was announced, and I'm sure you agree this is pretty much going to rock the world of esports. As Fnatic, one of the biggest brands in all global esports, has there you go. I don't even need. I'll read it. Fnatic says Hello Kitty goes esports with Fnatic. So Fnatic X Hello Kitty coming November 15th. Pre-register now to be notified of the first drop and log exclusive wallpapers. HelloKitty.fnatic.com. Tag a friend that will eyes love hearts emoji that will love this and try to collect them all. And you know what? I'm going to hit play in a video so you will hear some jingly music playing if you are listening on our podcast services. That's what's happening. Wow, loud music, and that's what it is. But yeah, it's kind of an odd one.
It really is. I'm aware that Hello Kitty is one of those brands in Japan that kind of gets around. Just sort of, any shop you go in or whatever, there'll be like the occasional Hello Kitty mug or plate or whatever it might be. I mean, I think, definitely likes to involve the brand. I think likes to involve itself in lots of different things. But esports, it's not like the first. It's not the most natural thing that comes to mind. They've definitely
bizarre.
gone for an edgy angle in a weird kind of way here. I kind of like it though. I suppose if you're an esports organisation, and there are quite a few of them out there now, I guess you've got to differentiate yourself in some way. I can understand that a lot of people won't like it as well. I think it might polarise a few people. But it'd be interesting to see how they incorporate it more and more going forward, and to what extent they do as well.
It's interesting because my gut reaction to that is fuck's sake.
Yeah.
It's literally just like a money grab. But then again, I follow that up with their Copper 90, one of the Copper 90 presenters, David Vujanic, or Vuj. He made a comment that just kind of resonated with me. Do you remember the Ronaldo shoppy that weird sort of cash app advert where he's doing the cheesiest horrible dance?
Yeah.
And this guy is like is 50-50 for the GOAT title. Him and Messi. This guy is one of the greatest of all time. and he's there singing some sort of like Baby Shark to Shoppy to the tune of Baby Shark. You think, oh my god! But Vuj's comment was like, there is no shame if you're chasing that paper. And I was like, do you know what? Fair play, actually. That makes absolute sense. If you're getting paid stupid money for it, then you're not really losing, are you? Obviously, people will take the piss, but you go, oh no, I'm gonna wipe my tears with all of these $1 billion bills, y'all. so yeah, my instant reaction is, this is shit. But then again, they have target audiences, and like you kind of touched it there, talking about Asia. Hello Kitty has a massive following globally, but particularly in Asia. And Fnatic is obviously originated as a UK esports brand. It's a global esports brand now. I think I'm right in that. If I'm not, let me know. Well, the UK side kind of thing. If I'm not right in that, let me know.
Sounds right.
But that's one way to seed yourself, is to build those sort of brand tie-ins. And then they've clearly done it in the right way, because I mean, whilst we can mock Hello Kitty because it's not gaming, it's not whatever. But like,
Exactly,
if I bring this page up, obviously they've done it the right way. They've got a link through to the website, which then has a nice oh look, there's a kitty, and I click on it, and then Fnatic X Hello Kitty are dropping a new gaming collection. Sign up and get a free wallpaper and a countdown timer. So they're doing all the right things there in terms of marketing it. So that shows you that it's not some like half-assed marketing ploy. They've clearly gone about it the right way, and it shows you that the people at Hello Kitty know what they're doing. And you mentioned they've got brand partnerships everywhere. So whilst my instant reaction is to mock Fnatic, it's probably better going, do you know what, GG Hello Kitty, because Fnatic is a massive brand. You've done things like you've had insert coin clothing lines, and you've these Pez dispensers, and these lunch boxes, and you've got all sorts of other crossovers everywhere. But that mutually Hello Kitty's pure gaming. Look at its headset. but that mutually is a really good tie-in in terms of Fnatic. Stereotypically, isn't in the same realm as Hello Kitty, and Hello Kitty stereotypically isn't in the same realm as Fnatic. So if there's one way to speak to an entirely new audience, an entirely new potential fan base, then that's a good way of doing it. So odd, but
definitely weird, and I don't know too much about Fnatic in terms of their, like you touched upon it a bit, in terms of their sort of target audience or what have you, in the sense that they've got quite a large Asian following, etc. But I don't know whether they will find this. I mean, it's not cool, is it really? Hello Kitty isn't cool, let's face it. But will they embrace this? The fact that it's almost like an ironic thing. Will they sort of embrace it in an ironic way? Get all the T-shirts with the Hello Kitty with the headset on and stuff like that. No.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, it not being cool, that's probably where my instant knee-jerk reaction to it is, because Hello Kitty, it's kind of one of those things that I don't know how long it's been around. I'm probably getting the timeline wrong, but say 20 years ago, you'd see Hello Kitty and you was like, oh, it's that sort of like cool design that I've seen around, and I don't quite know, because obviously we're in the UK and it was a Japanese thing, and it had all taken on and taken by storm. So then by proxy, it became almost like a brand over here. Oh, it's just value. It's Hello Kitty. Everyone likes it. It's really good stuff. But then fast forward through 20 years, you've seen it on the Pez dispensers and the lunch boxes, and you can pick up Hello Kitty T-shirts in your H&M's and Primarks, and probably every other department store or high street store has had some sort of Hello Kitty tie-in. You're kind of like, But like we say, if it's not, they're not putting it in your face and they're allowing you to sign up to get some Hello Kitty Fnatic merch, then
I suppose that's fair enough, isn't it? If they're not sort of like too overt about it, and it's just like, okay, this is here. You might see it around occasionally in our branding and stuff, but if they're not going to shove it in people's faces, then fair enough.
I mean, what I want is Fnatic's COD/CSGO/League of Legends teams. I want them walking out on stage being led by like a full costumed Hello Kitty, like one of those Pikachus that you always see, like full life size.
The massive heads sort of thing. I definitely want to see that.
And if that doesn't happen, then what's the point in even having partnership anyway, mate.
Exactly.
Coming soon, Hello Kitty PUBG skin add-on. Do you know, I wouldn't be surprised. Hello Kitty know how to get ad placements. It'd probably be like T-shirts and things like that, as opposed to like a Hello Kitty head. But that would be amazing. Just imagine getting like absolutely 360-degree no scoped for like 100 meters by Hello Kitty. You'd be fuming.
I can certainly imagine it being in Fortnite, actually. Like all the other brands that they've either directly got involved with or just sort of like ripped off. So you can imagine either a Hello Kitty or a costume that looks suspiciously like Hello Kitty.
Yeah, I think that's possible. Another one would be PUBG Mobile. They love a good crossover. Oh, actually, soon as there we go. Let's talk about PUBG. Yeah, we're not spoken. Ding, 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 ding. I'm trying to remember who it was that shared it. I think it was. There. We were talking about esports and we just gone into PUBG. This is quite a nice little tangent for me to shoehorn PUBG into the show yet again.
Has to be done.
Yeah, it has to be. This is a streamer called Sombrero or Sombrero GG on Twitter, and it's such a powerful graph. PUBG Mobile versus PUBG Esports YouTube channels. So one channel for PUBG Mobile, one channel for PUBG Esports. I'll let you figure out which one is which colour. Let's make that full screen. So we've got one line has just gone boom from April to November. We've gone from no followers to 1 million subscribers, should I say, on YouTube. And another channel has gone from no subscribers to, I imagine that's about
next to notice
20 to 30,000 subscribers, which is a good amount. But
yeah,
it just shows you the power of PUBG Mobile there in terms of look at that growth rate, particularly there. What happened in July, August, at the end of July, that spike going up like almost doubling your audience size in a week and a half. That's phenomenal.
That's
so
ridiculous. Especially when you talk about those numbers as well. It's not like just doubling 100 or something. It's crazy.
Yeah, so I've been playing PUBG and it's been a bit pants recently. I'm going to jump over to PUBG Mobile because that's clearly where the subs and the views are. Yeah, make that content, y'all. Check that paper. But yeah, it's 15,000 people watching PMCO. I'm guessing that's a PUBG Mobile Championships or something. 2730 watching now, and 21 people currently watching on Twitch.
Wow.
Oh, he's talking about Twitch. So yeah, he's talking there. Going PUBG Mobile has thousands of people watching on YouTube, but not many people watching on Twitch. So, but that could be anything. I mean, that could be down to Twitch's partnerships and co. Thank you. Yeah. I'm gonna try Alinity sold panties. What? Thank you for getting me to say that one on the stream. Very much appreciate it. But yeah, PUBG Mobile. That's pretty intense. Over 1 million subscribers in 5 or 6 months. GG.
Yeah, that's crazy. I've just realised you've got your PUBG cap on to talk about this as well. It's all perfect.
It's mainly the fact that, as you can see, if you're watching on YouTube or Twitch, I have a beard going on and I have had hair because I am intending to get my hair cut today, although it is miserable as feck outside and I've got 1,000,001 things to do, so I might not, but that's the reason for the hat, because it means I just don't have to wash out my hair crap again. But yeah,
I'm going for the opposite of the beard at the moment. I've cut off the beard and I'm starting to go moustache. Probably isn't visible on the camera at the moment and probably never will be. It'll be like a really pathetic moustache, but it's happening for November.
I moustache you a question. I see you're shaving the moustache for the end of the month, eh?
Absolutely, yeah, 100%. If anyone, wants, I'm not going to do a full-on sort of.
Go on, Luke. We want sales pitch. Give it, lay it on us. You're live on twitch.tv/SigmaPlus. Well, you will be live on YouTube, and then you will be live on all podcast services that we provide. So let's hear it. Let's go.
Absolutely. Well, I'm not going to set up like my own sort of thing. So I'm not going to promote sort of like my own Just Giving page or whatever. But just to sort of go on a temporary serious note, obviously November's all about sort of raising awareness, can't say that, for prostate cancer and that kind of thing. And if you see my moustache around on streams and you think that's a mighty fine moustache that he's got growing there. I feel like I'm going to pay my respect for that moustache by donating to to charity, to prostate cancer research, etc. Then please do. I will be doing the same once I've got to. How many days are in November? 30 or 31st? 1st of November, the last day in November. I'll be like, yes, I have achieved a moustache status. I am going to celebrate by donating to the charity. So please do the same as well. And let us know, by the way, anyone who's listening or watching, etc., if you're doing Movember as well.
I was going to, but then didn't. I usually remember like 2nd or 3rd of November. Fuck! Because I had a shave about 12 minutes ago, and now I've got like this coming again. Yeah, I have no problem growing hair. So Movember, by the end of it, I could full on Dr. Disrespect the name. It's Graham.
I would be quite interesting to see, to be fair, but yeah.
I had a family party 2 years ago, I think it was. It was my uncle's 40th or something like that. Anyway, and it was 70s themed, so I had like obviously a headband on. I had like some purple sort of glasses and like a fairy sort of like body warmer kind of thing. And yeah, just shaved myself a handlebar mustache, and it was freaky as fuck. It looked odd, absolutely bizarre.
Well, mine will as well, but yeah, I've got kind of obviously lighter hair as well, so I think it might look a bit shit, to be honest. But we'll see. It's all part of the fun. I mean, it's difficult to make a moustache look good, to be honest. Only certain people can get away with it. So,
how long would you say it takes you to grow a beard or a moustache?
So, basically, like, put it this way.
Oh no, we've lost him. Look. No. This is the first time this has ever happened. Luke is either we've lost him, or he's just really thinking about this specific moment in the time. Pictures, Graham, of the. I don't think I've got any. I don't think I've got any of the handlebar mustache. 1 minute. Let me just leave this call with Luke, and then let's try calling back. As you can see from the picture there. Oh, there we go. He's back.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Weird that. I don't know where you left me, or where I left you, I should say.
All I know is you were in a power pose with your hand in the air, just like mid. Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Cool.
I can't remember either.
Yeah, I can't remember like what I was talking about. But anyway, I'm sure it was just about moustaches and stuff. Oh yeah, you were asking me how long it takes to like grow a beard. So basically, every 2 or 3 days, I'm having to sort of like shave the rest of it because it's growing enough of a stubble. It's not like it doesn't grow super fast or whatever, but yeah, it would just be something I'll have to keep on top of every like 3 or 4 days if I want to be authentic. Maybe once I get enough of a moustache, I'll be able to grow a bit of a stubble, and it'll still be like definition enough, as to be able to tell that it's still a moustache. But at early stages, I need to sort of like shave the rest of my face.
Oh, I'd love that. I'm not a big fan of shaving because I've always been kind of like prone to shaving rash and stuff. I mean, now I'm an old man and my skin's turned to leather. Not so much, but like on my neck, I was always kind of a shaving rash person. So, but the worst thing is I'll shave in the morning and then like people would say you get 5 o'clock shadow where it starts to come back through. I mean, I've been lucky to get to 5 o'clock. It's like I shave at 7 o'clock and I've got like a 10:30 shadow. It's just like Homer Simpson where he shaves and it just goes straight back out again. That's me.
Yeah, darker hair is obviously going to be more noticeable as well, isn't it?
Especially dark hair on pasty white skin. But that's me. I'm the milkman, ladies and gentlemen. But on that note, I think it's time to wrap things up. One thing I was looking to do then, which actually might have been what kicked you off, is I was just going to look at see who we could send all of our viewers to. I was going to see if Shaw was online because obviously he mentioned he was going to play some Fortnite, but I can't see him. So if anyone has any recommendations of who we can drop a nice friendly raid on, that would be very nice. If not, I will pick someone from a just chatting category, and I'll go past all of the people that have got hundreds and hundreds of people playing, because it's nice to just have 10 people drop in your stream to just have a bit of a chat.
Exactly.
So yeah, do you guys have any recommendations on who we can drop in on? I can. Oh, there we go. This one looks pretty interesting. Let's have a look at this. I mean, look at this one just here. Wow, it's pretty good. I mean, look at that. Some dude in a PUBG hat.
What happens if you raid yourself? Do you get twice as many?
Let's try it. I'm struggling for inspiration. I ideally wanted something where I didn't want to send us all, because we've all been having a nice little bit of a chat around video games and the industry, and ideally I'd want to chat in that someone just doing the same sort of thing. I wouldn't want to drop into like someone that's having a sing off or something like that, or someone that's just kind of like, I mean, you can get anything and everything you want on Twitch, so I'd like to not send us towards something that's like in the depths of everything. But yeah, bear with, and if you listen to this on podcast service, then you've got yourself a thralling ending because you can't see anything. Yeah.
Yeah, just imagine that we're basically doing somersaults around the studio and our homes or whatever right now, and putting on a right visual show.
Let's check this one. Oh.
Pretty cool.
No, let's not have that one, because the first thing I heard was the N bombs. I was in music, but
Wow.
okay. It was music. It wasn't someone throwing out slurs. But yeah, I just don't even want that in music on ice cream. Let's keep away from it.
I would have liked actual. What are these photos in your feed? That is really fucking random. It's just me like posing in front of standing on a bench.
I don't know. Okay, I'm not gonna bother with that. I'm struggling to find anyone. We'll do that next time. We'll do that next time.
Yeah, it's difficult. I suppose if anyone in advance, in future sort of streams knows, such a person will be streaming around that time, let us know their name. We can check them out. It's probably as good a way of doing it as any.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll do that. If you guys, be it just yourselves, or be it any other channels that are live on Twitch around 11:30ish on a weekday, Monday to Friday, let us know, and we might just send raids their way. It might be nice. But until we do that, let's leave that alone. And we'll call things quits here on today's stream. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us in the chat. We've had a lot of conversations. We've had conversations based around cobs and barms and tea cakes, but never muffins, because
no.
What's that? I mean, I would accept roll and chips before someone gave me a chip muffin, and that is saying something.
Exactly. Me too.
So, yes, once we've beaten that out of him, Bibby will be back on the channel, but we will probably have an entirely different lineup tomorrow, because myself and Bibbs just can't compete with what Luke brings to Ice Cream Upload. So it's likely that Luke will be back, and he will be bringing the real deal. And then someone else as well, But that's how it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. We will have more content live in half an hour or so as Josie comes back into the studio. Don't think she finished Dishonored yesterday, did she?
I don't think so. But yeah, we will find out in half an hour.
Yes, we will. But yeah, until then, make sure you follow Ice Cream Uploads across all social media if you want to be involved, or you want to jump in the conversation, you want to learn when we go live next. That's the easiest way for you to do it. !socials in the chat should hopefully, fingers crossed, make that work for you. But before we disappear, shout out to Beans TV for the 15-month resub with a big up. I love the text-to-speech bit at the end. Big up. So cheers, Beans. Thank you very much for showing off your bit donation, your gift badge, and your founder's badge as well in the chat. Absolutely. Yeah. Cheers, Beans. I love you a long time. If you want to subscribe, feel free to do that. You can do that in the channel. We don't force you to. You absolutely don't. All of the money from subscriptions goes into making the channel better, adding new, bigger and better things. As you can see from Luke just there, we have a sexy studio, and that's where the sub and the bits and all the rest of the money goes. If you can't afford that, don't worry. Please just drop a follow. That would be good, because then you'll know when we go live next time. You can get involved in all the conversation. As mentioned, we are live, twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. We will be live. Well, the video will go live. Obviously won't be live on YouTube in approximately an hour or so, and then later on the day we'll be live on Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Play for the podcast services. Feel free to give it a listen and follow, subscribe there too. But for now, from me, I have pretty much said everything I've got to say. Anything else from you, Lucas?
No, nothing else from me. Other than thanks, Pirate, for also dropping the social channels in the chat as well. So make sure to follow them as well.
What a beautiful.
Well, I'd say as well. We've already mentioned them, but there were the links. I was trying to say. And yeah, I will probably be back on tomorrow myself with another mystery guest.
Yeah. Until then, 10 a.m. tomorrow from us. We'll see you then. But before then, we'll see you back on the channel in about 28 minutes where Josie comes back on for some more Dishonored. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, stay frosty.